What is this? It is 2K20. Yes, it is. It is 2K20. We are back with RCW on 2K20. The only reason why we're back on 2K20, well, because a patch released today, and a lot of stuff was fixed. I can actually utilize Universe Mode now. I can actually, edit matches without it crashing. So, there was a lot of issues regarding just crashing issues. I did a couple of testing just in like exhibition. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out in universe mode per se, but we are crossing our fingers, seeing if this actually works. As I'm finally excited to actually utilize the game. As last episode of RCW, we obviously used 2K19. So we have managed up to this point for the past couple of months to, I believe the last time we used 2K20, like, religiously, was the season premiere of Season 6. So it has been 13 episodes since we actually used this game. However, I've been using this game for my career of Luna Outlaw and Bryan Outlaw, all of that good stuff. And I just sent the patch notes to Deftest Violator, who uses 2K. So he should be able to have his stuff all fine and dandy. It's like, personally, all I was looking for was them to fix all the custom issues, because I use a lot of custom arenas, custom championships, all that stuff. There's always going to be glitches with every single game there is. And as it appears that we are loading just perfectly fine, so I'm really happy about that. We are loading perfectly okay. We could say this is the official, I guess, return of 2K20 for RCW as such. Neckbreaker, how's everybody doing? And I know there is a worldwide scare right now of the coronavirus. I know that there is a, especially in my home state of New York, because right now, basically, they have entered my college in sort of a quarantine where, in-person classes aren't going to be happening. So basically, we have 8 weeks left until the end of the semester, and basically those 8 weeks are going to be online, which is going to be a change for me, but, I understand the precaution. Sasha Banks. Throw to Tony Storm here. We got a lot of good action here for you tonight here on RCW with its return here from 2K20. I was very happy that I actually got a patch today. I was feeling really down after, hearing about, everything having to do with the coronavirus, events being canceled, and, having that, anxiety of all of the events that I paid for, be canceled. Obviously, I'd be refunded the money if that were the case, but you know what I mean? Like, when you're looking forward to something and it gets canceled because of something as dumb as this, it sucks, because the NHL's already postponed the rest of their season. The NBA's already done it. And so I had to call the arena that AEW was taking place at. They were like, oh, as far as we know, it's going as planned. You'll be contacted otherwise. Sasha Banks gets a pin here. Looks like she's going to get Toni Storm, but a reversal here. Toni Storm, and only a count of 1 there, and Sasha Banks rolls out to the outside. So, fingers crossed. I'm still going to AEW. You know, I even told a couple of friends of mine that are going to these events, I said, don't let some, you know, stupid thing like the virus keep you from going. If they're still holding it, go to it. Because you spent the money. You know, spent the money to go to it. Like, I mean, you know, if you're sick in any way, shape, or form, definitely stay at home. A DDT on the apron there. Thank you, Zenix, for the tab. I appreciate it. Good to be finally back on 2K20 after the patch today. So I guess there is something good that can come out of this week. Why can't I hit her in the face? Storm turns it around in a stunner. I don't think I've ever seen that in real life, but Toni Storm tried to go for a big move there on Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks with a cover. I don't know why she'd be going for a cover directly after her move. A little bit of a questionable decision there, but nonetheless, she went for it anyway. Toni Storm pushes Sasha away, and a clothesline to Sasha Banks. Push whip into the corner now. Toni looking to take advantage of this here. He drops Sasha Banks here on her knee from the back of the head there. Now looking for Storm Zero here, looking to finish Sasha Banks here. Storm Zero on Sasha Banks as she hooks the pin here. And Sasha Banks gets the kick out at 2. Refusing to go down is Sasha Banks. Nonetheless, one of the most talented wrestlers we have here on the RCW roster. Toni Storm climbing up top here. Calls Sasha Banks up to her feet here. Toni Storm with a missile drop kick, but no, Sasha got out of the way of that one. Honestly, like, the only concern that I had regarding, this whole New York State coronavirus thing was, are the events that I paid for going to be canceled? Because that's the only thing I cared about. I didn't care about getting sick. That never worries me. Things like that. Like, it was the same thing with the swine flu, things like that. I never get worried about that because, there's no sense in getting worried. It is scary to know that something that had started on a completely different continent has made its way, over to the United States and can be spread just like that so easily, just like any other sickness. And it is a scary feeling, but when you go to events that you're trying to pay money for, like I'm supposed to go to Grillin' JR on Tuesday, and as far as I know, that's still going to be held, so JR has said nothing about it being canceled, so I even told my buddy, I said, Ben, we're going. We're not. He goes, well, what about the virus? I said, I don't care. I said, I paid for those tickets. You're excited. I'm excited. We're going. Like, that doesn't matter to me. Like, I said, I don't care if we have to go in their surgical gloves or some weird stuff or whatever. Toni Storm pulled off a really good reversal there. Oh, tried for the Storm Zero, but Sasha Banks caught her. My point is use your best judgment and, you know, enjoy yourselves. Like, try to enjoy yourselves in this panic. You know, try not to, you know, let it get to you. Don't try to enjoy yourself and enjoy life as you would. Toni Storm playing Sasha Banks there with a belly driver there. The drop, Sasha Banks again on the back of the knee there. Now Toni Storm. And to finally try and finish off the boss. Sasha Banks with a Storm Zero. 1, 2, and Sasha Banks again with the kick out. Sasha Banks refusing to go down. Gonna take a lot more than that to take down the boss. Toni Storm is not letting Sasha Banks have any type of resting time here. On a 4 here from the referee. Sasha Banks is continuing to get tossed around here. Sasha pushing Toni away now. On an 8. Nine here. And both ladies are back in the ring just in time. Tried for a Hurricane Rana perhaps, but oh, Sasha Banks caught her into a power bomb. That's why they call it a high-risk maneuver. Sasha Banks looking to get the win here over Toni, and Toni kicks out. Now Toni with a quick reversal here. Now looking for the Storm Zero. No, side Russian leg sweep. Side Russian leg sweep from Sasha Banks. Toni Storm still fighting. Still fighting. Storm Zero again. 1, 2, 3. And Toni Storm finally is able to put down Sasha Banks. A what heart from Sasha Banks there. As that was not an easy match by any means. Toni Storm celebrates her victory here on RCW. And usually I don't stream RCW on these days, but I thought since a patch came out for 2K20 and it was actually working the way it was supposed to, as of right now, that we'd take advantage of it. So next match we have Brian Outlaw and Kevin Owens in tag team action versus Chris Danger and Buddy Murphy. Now, Kevin Owens and Bryan Outlaw, like I've mentioned throughout this whole entire season of RCW, they've made a pact, and that pact is that if Bryan or Kevin were ever to win a title or a championship in RCW, they would do a one-on-one match with each other for said title. Now, Bryan is the RCW World Champion. He is the RCW World Champion, and with that in mind, Kevin Owens has to be thinking, how long do I have to keep being friends with Bryan Outlaw to the point where I get close enough to him so I can get a title shot. But we've seen many times before that friendships have been ruined because of greed. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. To get to the top of the mountain, sometimes you got to go through your friends. Especially in the world of professional wrestling. The RCW World Champion makes his way to the ring. And his tag team partner, Kevin Owens. Fight, Owens, fight. Now making his way to the ring now. Now, like I mentioned before, Kevin Owens definitely may want to keep an eye on Bryan Outlaw tonight, even though that they are teaming together. This could be a scouting moment for Kevin Owens in a potential, if he finds himself in a potential championship matchup with his best friend in Bryan Outlaw. Like I've said before, Bryan Outlaw doesn't take kindly to others. He doesn't really work well with other people, and we crashed again. I thought this was fixed already. This was perfectly fine until that happened. This was supposed to be fixed already, okay? This was supposed to be fixed. It seemed like it was. Because I could actually use universe mode now. Maybe that was a one-time thing. Let's pray. Pray and hope that that was a one-time thing. Because it used to crash a lot more than that. I will say that. It used to crash a hell of a lot more than just that. Like, I could not use universe mode at all. But now I actually can. At least that's a plus. Give me a minute. Check to see if everything is here. It sure does seem like it. Fixing a few things quickly. Alright. You should be good now. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. There we go. We have Chris Danger coming out here. Now, Brian Outlaw, last episode, he attacked Chris Danger after his match. A little bit of payback as these men have been going back and forth the past couple of weeks. And with that in mind, Chris Danger may find himself in a title shot. The next pay-per-view, which is RCW Rebirth. Who knows? Anything can happen. This is his tag team partner, the world's best kept secret, Buddy Murphy. And gotta say, man, his character model looks so good in this. I have to say, like, even though that 2K20's kind of been... Yeah, and I'm just putting that lightly. Some of the character models in this game actually are really good. It appears that Brian Outlaw and Chris Danger will start off this match, and Brian Outlaw with a big boot there to Chris Danger. Now this is maybe signs to come here at RCW Rebirth, as all titles must be defended under RCW rules. So Brian Outlaw will have to defend his title one way or the other. Will it be Chris Danger? Who knows? He'll have a couple episodes to go before that, as Buddy Murphy definitely wants a tag here in this match, but Chris not giving it to him. May also see some mixed tag action here on RCW in the future. Stick to the face of Chris Danger here. Now, if I were Brian Outlaw right now as the champion, what I would do is I would wear down Chris Danger as much as possible, as Chris Danger gets right back up after that drop kick and is met with a headbutt. But I would try and wear down Chris Danger here much as possible. If I were Chris Danger, on the other hand, I would try and do the same thing to the champion. Wear down the champion as Brian gets a quick reversal here into a pin combination. Referee taking a little bit of time. 1, 2. Chris Danger with a reversal. 1, 2. Almost caught the champion there. Heavy, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. I enjoyed chatting with you the other night. That was pretty amazing. We'll have to like play some games together sometime. I know you have Xbox, so we'll have to figure out some games we could play together. Bryan tags in Kevin Owens. Now Kevin Owens in this match. I can't tell you how happy I am to finally actually be on 2K20 after the patch today. You finally got a job now? Because you were saying that you were out of work for a while. Kind of like in between jobs, and with everything happening with the coronavirus, it's... I don't know how bad it is over there in Canada, but... You know, they pretty much shut down... They shut down my college, so basically now I have online classes. And so, yeah, So I mentioned earlier in the stream before you got here, I've been kind of like anxious because I have AEW to go to next week, and you know, I was curious because they already canceled Friday's SmackDown and moved it to the Performance Center in Florida. So I was like scared. I was like, well, you know, what if AEW gets canceled because of the coronavirus, you know? And so I called Blue Cross, and which is the arena that they're doing it at, and the guy said that they're still doing it, so... But I guess the owner of AEW, or the president, or whatever you want to call him, he said that he's not going to force any talent to come. Things could change, yeah. But I would be very mad if they decided to cancel it a few days before. Like, I could understand 2 weeks before the event, right? Like, 2 weeks before it. But, like, if they're gonna cancel it, like, 2 days, or it's a couple days, it's like 3 days away almost, or like, so it's like, if they're gonna cancel it, like, they should have canceled it like 2 weeks ago. Like, I feel like they would have given notice like 2 weeks ago instead of like canceling it. Like, it wouldn't make sense to like cancel it like 2 or 3 days before, but I get you, it could still change. Bryan Outlaw is now tagged into this match, but I honestly was telling all my friends who were kind of worried about it, I said, I give it 2 or 3 weeks before this whole thing blows over. Before, you know, because I was talking to a friend of mine about this whole thing, and I was saying how it kind of reminds me of, you know, the Ebola thing and the swine flu thing, how like everyone was making a big deal out of it, and everybody's scared, and how everybody was taking precautions when those illnesses were coming around. You know, I've never been worried about things like this. The only thing that ever really worried me was the fact that I paid for these events, and I may not go to them because of the fact that they're canceled. Like, that's literally the only thing I care about. I don't care about getting sick, because I know it's not going to happen. I don't care about any of that stuff. I've never worried about, you know, my health-wise. I can understand why other people are, but I've never been worried about it. But let's cross our fingers, everybody. Let's just do that. That's all we can do right now. Make sure you stay safe. I just really hope Slev gets to go to that Skillet concert this Friday that he's looking forward to, and it sounds like he is because he's streaming tonight, which he usually doesn't stream on a Thursday, so that must mean he's still going. Unless he's been streaming every Thursday now? Really? Because, like, I saw his tweet saying that he's streaming tonight because he's got weekend plans, so he's probably not going to stream Friday. Because I know usually he doesn't stream on Thursdays. Like, that's not part of his schedule at all. What a reversal there from Chris, though. Tried for a cutter, but a big boot again. Oh, Chris gets right back up. No sell. Talk about a no sell there and a body slam there to Chris Danger. Seems that Bryan Outlaw and Kevin Owens are working well together, despite Bryan not working well with others as he tags in Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens tried for a super kick, but Chris Danger checked that one. But I agree, he should make it into his schedule because I feel like he has been streaming almost every Thursday now. But then again, like, it's his schedule, it's his stream. Down a 2 there. Buddy Murphy gets taken off of the apron. Now Chris has nobody to tag to. Looking for the stunner! Stunner on Chris Danger. And a cover here. 1, 2. And Chris kicked out at 2. Bryan's a little tired as Kevin Owens looked to possibly tag Bryan there, but he's a little winded on the apron. I don't blame him. This match has been going on for quite some time now. And a DDT from Kevin Owens. Now Bryan definitely wants a tag in this match. Buddy Murphy gets taken off of the apron again. Bryan a little tired there. Now finally getting the tag. Finally getting the tag there. Now a backbreaker there from Chris Danger. You might notice a little something different here. I took off the actual HUD here so you don't see the health bar and everything else. Kind of make it a little bit more realistic and a lot less for you guys to like stare at on the screen, because I know like the HUD can be a little bit distracting sometimes and things like that. So try to take that off for you guys so you guys don't have to look at so many things on the screen. Try to get Buddy Murphy off of the apron. Now Buddy Murphy with a drop kick, springboard drop kick to Bryan Outlaw. Wow. What a sequence of events there as he tries to make the tag to Kevin Owens. But no tag. Oh, Chris Danger tried for the Philly special there. No avail, taking Buddy Murphy off of the apron. Now looking for a guilty verdict here. Guilty verdict on Chris. But realizing that he's a little bit too close to the ropes, drags him away. 1, 2, and Chris kicked out again. Chris just won't go away. Trying for it again. Guilty verdict another time. 1, 2, 3. As the referee kind of cut me off there. I thought that we were going to see a little bit of a breakup there, but Bryan Outlaw and Kevin Owens proved to be the better tag team here despite their agreement. I wonder how long this quote-unquote friendship will last. Like I said, get to the top of the mountain, you have to go through your friends, and Bryan Outlaw is currently there right now as the RCW World Champion. And we have somebody making their debut here in RCW, Darby Allin versus Daniel Bryan. I gotta say, I love Darby Allin's entrance music. Like his actual entrance music in AEW. Get this underway, folks. I am honestly, not having to actually go to class for the next 2 days. I'm not sad about it. Still that bug in the game where the face paint don't show up, huh? Alright. But at least the game loads. That's okay. And it crashed again. We've already experienced one crash already. But I will say that I can actually utilize universe mode now. It's just only in certain situations where the game takes a dump. I sounded sad yesterday. Well, I was really sad. I was really sad just because, I was more mad than I was sad. Let's just put it that way. Because, one, I really, when it comes to my college, I don't do well in an online setting. I am more of a visual learner, so I have to, I have to learn visually. I can't, me, at least I don't have to, I still have to get up early for classes, but I don't have to, go to school for that. And my mother's like, well, I can take you to the school if you need to go to it. And I said, well, if they don't want anybody there, the campus is still going to be open. But if they don't want anybody there, I can understand why they wouldn't. I'll be right back real quick. To make sure that I simulate everything, and we're probably just going to turn entrance off because that seems a problem when something happens. Just probably going to just turn entrances off because that's what I've just crashing. Because that's what it seemed to fix for Deftus. So, all right, fellas. But honestly, I could care less. You know, if my college has to do that, then that's what they have to do. Like, and I'm pretty sure my professors will be understanding because they have to deal with this too. They have to do. Like, I have professors that don't use, Blackboard, which is the program, in which they grade everything and stuff. And you can put their lectures on there. Like, I have professors that primarily rely on face-to-face education, where they don't post their lectures online, they don't. And Blackboard is not always the most reliable thing. Like, students complain about it, professors complain about it. But I just feel bad for those people that don't have internet access at home, because they're going to have to go to, like, McDonald's or someplace that has, free Wi-Fi or something to do it. Darby Allin with the double foot stomp there, but I'm not worried about it. If I have to do it, I have to do it. Like, what I am worried about, though, is, like, AEW being canceled, which so far it's not going to be, because I called the arena and he said it's going to run as planned as of now, and the guy said, well, you're going to be contacted otherwise. If it says something otherwise, then you're going to be contacted. So I said, okay. And then my buddy said, who's going to the JR podcast with, he's like, well, do you want to still go because of the virus and stuff and because of everything going on? Because he goes to the same college I do. How did you like your background yesterday? I thought it was great. I think you're doing pretty well without the green screen. I think, having those disco lights back there, and just having you with that lighting, I think that's completely fine. Like, you're obviously going to, figure out where you're going to put the green screen. Or the green sheets, or, you still have that, but it's not a bad thing that you don't have that right now. I think, based on your stream yesterday, and, the way it looks, that you're completely fine. There by Darby Allin. One of my favorite AEW talents. Darby Allin taking it to Bryan right now. Daniel Bryan with a kick out at 2. Held by Darby Allin's reaction there, that very upset about that, as Bryan has yet to really hit much offense in this match. Darby Allin rolls out to the outside. Now both men back in the ring now after that count of 2. Daniel Bryan checking the foot there. Got him in, I believe it's the leg lock here. Got him in a leg lock here. Yes, lock is a little bit different. I don't know what he calls it now. He calls it something else. Still call it the yes lock, because it's still the... huge knee strike there from Darby Allin. Hooking the leg. 1. No, Daniel Bryan kicked out at 1. Wow. After all the punishment that he has taken in this match. Still kicking out at 1. Powerbomb to the outside now. Well, Daniel, though, with the reversal. Now Daniel gets thrown into the steps. Count of 4 here. Daniel Bryan throwing Darby Allin back into the ring. Allin with a quick reversal, though. Now Darby Allin with these quick kicks. Daniel Bryan gets right back up after that and goes right back down. Darby Allin seems to have an answer for everything. And Daniel Bryan's throwing at him. Oh my. What a double foot stomp from the top rope. But Daniel Bryan getting right back up into the guillotine choke here. Looking to tap out Darby Allin. Darby Allin being as resilient as he is. Gets out of that. Flying forearm there. Clothesline to Darby Allin. Bryan caught himself in the ropes there. A drop kick right to the knee. Darby Allin finds himself in a predicament, rolls to the apron. And a suplex by Daniel Bryan. Now looking for the yes lock. Looking for the yes lock. The yes lock on Darby Allin. And again, Darby Allin breaks out of the yes lock. The amount of heart in this kid. Only 21 years of age. Absolutely insane. Oh my. The referee's taking forever to get in position here. And Daniel Bryan able to kick out at 2. Daniel Bryan able to kick out at 2. A little bit too far for Darby Allin to go. Darby Allin with the senton. 1, 2, 3, and Darby Allin gets the win here over Daniel Bryan. Here in his RCW debut. Wow, the amount of quickness from this kid was the answer in this match here. Daniel Bryan just couldn't find a way to slow Darby down. Because of that, found himself in a little bit of trouble, but now we have the RCW Carnage champion Randy Orton versus the Dream, the Velveteen Dream, that is. Now, much is still yet to be determined on who Randy Orton will be facing for his RCW Carnage title. At the RCW Rebirth pay-per-view, as all titles must be defended under RCW rules. He hears voices in his head and they talk to him. He is Randy Orton, and he is the RCW Carnage Champion. Look at that title. Randy Orton successfully defending it, not once, but twice. Once against Samoa Joe, and once against Buddy Murphy, and now he still remains. The Elgato green screen, that is a good investment. I don't have a green screen because I don't use a webcam anymore. I used to use a webcam back when I first started RCW, but after that I stopped because I felt like, you know, using a webcam is nice because you get, you know, the interaction, you get the reactions, stuff like that. There's a lot that comes with it, with using one. But the reason why I don't use it anymore is because I feel like it takes away from the match. It's another thing for the viewers to look at that isn't the match, you know, so I'd rather them focus on the match. And I feel like the commentary that I do for the matches makes up for everything. Makes up for not having the webcam. So, I mean, I still have a webcam that I use for, you know, the podcast and Discord. And Randy Orton with the Irish whip to the Velveteen Dream. To the apron here. Orton going for it here. Oh! So bad for the Velveteen Dream, and it's a neck breaker there. You can see the Velveteen Dream grabbing at his neck. Again, tossing Dream to the outside. Randy Orton going for it here. Oh, he tried to go for a, yeah, it would be cool to see my reaction. Because some of the stuff that happens in here is kind of crazy. Even some of the stuff that I plan. Funny thing is, even some of the stuff that I plan still shocks me. Because I could plan something. I could plan somebody winning or whatever. But never, it's never the same. Watching it as it's happening, calling it as it's happening. Never the same. It's always different for me. Like, I could be literally reading off of a script in my head, okay, I have to have this person win. And it still is never the same as the Velveteen Dream rolls up Randy Orton. Only a count of one. I try to keep it as real as possible, like you would see on an actual wrestling show. I took a lot of inspiration from JR, watching him for so many years, and just seeing his reactions to what goes on the monitors in front of him. I guess something to admire, really. He never wanted to know what was going on in matches. He always wanted to be as real as possible. Even though that I have a set winner and a set loser usually, sometimes I don't. With the AI and how the AI acts in this game, and with how I play the game, I don't know what's going to happen half of the time. I don't know if it's going to end in a double countout. I don't know if it's going to end in a disqualification. I don't know if it's gonna... That's stuff that I can't control. I can only control what I do with Randy Orton, or what I do with whoever I'm controlling. Randy Orton trying for the DDT here. But Velveteen Dream clothesline outside the ring. And the Dream looking to come back here against the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. Dream working on Randy Orton here on the outside as the referee continues the count here. Ooh, and right into the ring post face first goes the Velveteen Dream. Randy Orton doing some redecorating. I've seen him many times put somebody through these tables. Can't tell you how many times we had to get new tables because of Randy Orton. I think that would come out of his paycheck, but you know, I try to negotiate with Randy Orton, and it's not the easiest way. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. Punch there. Now Randy pulling out all the stops here. Elbow drop to the Velveteen Dream, and look at the sweat coming down. He has the Dream draped on the apron here. And another neck breaker. You can hear the chants of Randy, Randy, Randy here by the RCW Universe. And it appears that Randy Orton is looking to take Velveteen Dream to that place. RKO, no! Velveteen Dream reversed it. See if he can take advantage of it off of that uppercut there. Irish whip. Oh, and the referee's down now. Referee got caught up in the way. That Irish whip. Cross body off of the middle rope there. And now the Velveteen Dream is back in the driver's seat here against Randy Orton, and a drop kick. Oh, and look at that super kick there to Randy Orton. Oh my, what an elbow. I think that was the Rainmaker elbow from the Velveteen Dream, and Randy Orton kicks out at 2. A reversal now from Randy. I think that pissed Randy off. But again, the back and forth of this match as Randy Orton goes to the outside, courtesy of the Velveteen Dream. Famous sir to Randy Orton. And what a turnaround we are seeing here in this match, as the Velveteen Dream refuses to give up here. Some may call this a dream match, and I would have to agree with that. Anything and everything can happen here on RCW, dream matches included. Count of 6 here. 7 as Randy Orton goes to the outside. He could easily win this by count out. And as egotistical Randy Orton is, I'm very surprised that he's choosing not to do that. Now both men are back in the ring now. The only way you can win this match is in the ring, as the Velveteen Dream deciding to roll out to the outside as Randy Orton tries to pump himself up again. Oh, but he waited a little bit too long. Maybe that was just trying to bait Randy Orton here. But Randy Orton gets out of that hold from the Velveteen Dream with a couple of shots to the midsection. And an uppercut there from Randy Orton. And another one from Randy. And again, the Velveteen Dream tries to roll out, though. Randy Orton stops him from doing so. Bristol, though. Oh, got out of the way of that kick right to the face. And a suplex from Randy Orton. And just as it looked that the Velveteen Dream was going to come back in this match, it appears that it's totally different now. Sure as hell doesn't seem that way, and the referee goes down again. It seems that our referee keeps getting in really bad predicaments for himself as the Velveteen Dream. Maybe looking to end Randy here. Not the gut wrench. Suplex! From the top. 1, 2. And Randy kicked out at 2 again. Randy refusing to go down. This match still continues, folks. Randy got out of the way of that one. Oh, and an uppercut again. Looking to create some space. Looking for this DDT. This is going to be vintage Orton. DDT to Velveteen. That may have just taken all of the momentum that Velveteen may have had. And now looking to take Velveteen to that place. Viperville with an RKO. 1, 2, and Velveteen kicked out of the RKO. Velveteen kicked out of the RKO. Not many people do, but Velveteen did. We'd seen it, I believe it happened 2 or 3 times in Randy Orton's matchup against Buddy Murphy for the RCW Carnage title, in which he retained it. But now we are seeing it yet again. Here against Velveteen as Randy Orton goes up top. I don't see him do this too often, but he's got to do it with a knee drop there. The amount of heart in Velveteen Dream is just unmatched right now. It is unmatched as, again, Randy Orton looks at the crowd one last time and a DDT again. Randy Orton taking a little bit too much time, though. Bask in the glory. In the words of Keith Lee. And now he's looking to take Velveteen again to that place with another RKO. 1, 2, 3, and Randy Orton finishes the Velveteen Dream. Wow. As Randy Orton celebrates the victory, but it's not going to be celebrated too long as Shawn Winters foils the celebration of Randy Orton. Shawn Winters, the former NFL wide receiver from Massachusetts, foiling the celebration of Randy Orton. He just looks at him. Maybe it's a little bit of a stare down, a little bit of mind games here, and an uppercut again. Falcon Arrow one more time to Randy Orton. But Randy Orton with a reversal. And these two had just butted heads. As it seems that Shawn Winters definitely making a statement by running out on the RCW Carnage champion. I think that question may have been answered. Who is his opponent? And I think we already know now. As Miles Anderson, the Ghost Miles Anderson, makes his return to an RCW ring here against Tommaso Ciampa in our main event here. Now, it's been a while since we've seen Miles Anderson. I don't know why. He's not the type of guy to tell me anything, or tell anybody anything. But he is here nonetheless here in our main event. In case you miss any of this stream, regardless of the crashes that we've experienced today, knock on wood. Hopefully, let's hope it doesn't happen again. But in case you miss any of this stream, it goes on my YouTube a little bit afterwards, as well as my website. So, it's right there for you guys to enjoy, and in 2 places, well, 3 places, counting the Twitch VOD. Counting the Twitch VOD, it is in 3 places. Miles Anderson walks out here as Tommaso Ciampa makes his way to the RCW ring. Like his song says, no one will survive. We'll find out if the Ghost is able to survive here in this match tonight. Who knows? That may happen, that may not. Anything can happen in a match with Tommaso Ciampa. Miles Anderson and Tommaso Ciampa get this main event underway, and Miles Anderson going right after the knee of Ciampa. Now, if I were Miles, I would go after the neck. That is something that Ciampa has had problems with, including he had neck surgery in the past, which caused him to relinquish the NXT Championship. Title that he never lost. It's Ciampa with the quick strikes to Miles. Now Ciampa firing away. And again, Miles going after that knee. Miles going after that knee, and it's been so long since I've called a Miles Anderson match. But if I remember correctly, Miles Anderson, very quick on his feet. Once he hits you with Manifest, it is absolutely over. Usually. 9 times out of 10 it is, but we've seen very few people kick out of that move as he sends Ciampa's shoulder first into the turnbuckle. Now working on Ciampa now. Arm hip toss there. A leg drop there to Ciampa. At least now, even though that we've experienced a few crashes today, I can say that honestly now it is less like of a problem. Like, it's still there and it shouldn't be happening, but I'm honestly very happy with this patch because I can actually, compared to what it used to be where I couldn't utilize Universe Mode at all, like I couldn't edit matches, I couldn't do anything. I had to completely use 2K19, which isn't a terrible thing, but I had to completely use that. I would say that pretty good so far. Miles Anderson looking for possession here on Ciampa. Looking to end this match very early on. 1. No, not even a 2 count. He looks to finish Ciampa here. Looking for manifest here on Ciampa. Rolling into the cover. 1, 2. And Ciampa kicked out at 2. Ciampa kicked out at 2. Ciampa is still in this. But this might as well be a squash match here because Ciampa has yet to really hit anything. And just when I say that, Ciampa is looking for something big. He's got to have something. And Ciampa with the superplex. Ciampa with the superplex. And a drop kick there. Right to Miles Anderson. Oh my God, what a lariat. Look at that knee strike. 1, 2, and Miles kicks out. Miles kicks out. Oh, and a quick reversal there with a kick to the midsection. A kick to the midsection from Ciampa. Oh my. As both men now absolutely beating the snot out of each other. A little bit of a... It appears that it could be a rope break here. We could see a rope break, but Miles kicks out anyway. That should have been a rope break as the arm of Miles was a little bit under the rope there. I don't know if you guys could have seen it too, but that should have been a rope break and a slap there from Ciampa and a snapmare takedown. These two are still going at it. It looked to be a Miles Anderson show here tonight in the main event, but Ciampa has proven his worth fighting. Right around a little bit dizzy after hitting that turnbuckle. Oh, but a huge shot to the midsection. Huge shot here. And Ciampa grabbing the leg and turning that into a power bomb there for himself. And oh my! The amount of power and quickness from Miles Anderson, like I said, definitely unmatched here. Now looking for possession again. Possession again on Ciampa. 1, 2, 3, and Miles Anderson gets the victory over Tommaso Ciampa. Man, I thought it was going to take another manifest, as we see here in that replay, but what a main event. As Ciampa tried to battle back, but Miles Anderson is victorious. And that concludes our episode of RCW. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm very happy to bring it back here on 2K20. It's good to have it back. Yes, we've experienced some crashes in between, but it's all good. All good. We worked it out. I mean, like I said, like, the crashes are, like, not as consistent, meaning that, you know, I can actually use universe mode now and change matches now and stuff like that. I don't necessarily, you know, have to use 2K19, but I still have 2K19 installed, which I think is a good safety blanket, if you will. But it's good to have it it's good to have it back on 2K20. You know, it'll be on 2K20 going forward unless something were to happen. Which I don't see that occurring. But you never know with WWE 2K. You never really know with them and how everything is. So that being said, thank you guys for joining me. Now, real quick, I just want to clear the air here a little bit. Because obviously with, you know, the coronavirus and, you know, because everything is geared, like my entire like streaming quote unquote career, if you will, has been geared around my college schedule, where I would go to school and then go home and then I would stream. Because of the coronavirus, and obviously they call it a distance learning, meaning that it is going to be online learning from now on. They want to... We have a lot of international students at our school, and, you know, with... My college is not that big. It's not. My college ain't big at all. But when you got a bunch of students, you know, that are possibly showing up to school even with a cold or something like that, you never know, you know. You just don't. So, you know, with that in mind, they're doing what's called a distance learning, which it's all going to be online. So how that's going to factor into my streaming, I will keep you guys updated. It shouldn't, because I'll still be taking my classes. I'll still be getting out at the same time. You know, it'll just be online. I just won't be physically going to class. I'll just be on my computer. I'll still have work to do, just like it's always been. And I will let you guys know if anything changes. But my streaming schedule has already been like structured since the beginning of this semester. It may change with next semester. Once we get there, which is my last semester at college, it may change then. But I hope all of you, wherever you are in the world, stay safe. For sure. The number one thing that I can give to you guys as advice, I'm no medical professional or no nothing, but, you know, knowing that there is a worldwide panic of, you know, the virus and everything that's been going around, my suggestion is to know where you are, like to stay in the present, worry about yourself. And, you know, I know that sounds kind of like a selfish sort of thing, but when it comes to your health, you have to worry about it, and you have to take care of it, and, you know, wash your hands, and, you know, make sure to keep track of yourself. Don't put yourself in any, you know, bad situations if you don't want to. Like, if you don't feel comfortable going to an event or somewhere, then don't. You know, use your best judgment on that stuff. Obviously, I'll still be going to AEW if they still have it, and, you know, I'm trying to remain, you know, positive. I'm trying to remain positive about this, even though that it's kind of a shitstorm right now in terms of what has been happening lately. You know, especially with them canceling in-person classes through the entire state of New York, for college. So, I'm trying to remain positive. I hope wherever you are in the world that you're trying to remain positive, and that you know, we're all gonna get through this together. You know, we're all gonna. I was telling my buddy, give it 2 or 3 weeks before it blows over. This whole thing will be behind us. You know, and we'll be back to normal. And yes, you know, events have been canceled, postponed, rescheduled, whatever. But got to think about it. Out of the safetiness of people, you know, it's probably for the best. You know, for that to happen. Because, you know, we don't want to be getting sick. We don't want to be, you know, in quarantine or anything like that. You know, basically what I'm trying to say is, you know, take care of yourself. You know, use your best judgment when it comes to traveling places, especially places where there's going to be a lot of people. Again, wash your hands and you know, just take care of yourself. I hope that every one of you enjoyed the stream today, and wherever you are in the world, again, stay safe. Take care of you. Because, you know, but don't, don't, like, freak out. Easier said than done. You know, I was freaking out, you know, because of, you know, college, especially, and that's the only and because it's a huge change. Like, I have to go from going to school in person every day to remembering to get up early enough to go to my classes. And trust me, if you're used to taking classes online, then you're used to it. But I'm not. You know, so it's going to be a different chapter, different avenue, different thing for me. You know, whatever you do, try to keep your anxiety levels down as much as possible. I have anxiety, and I know how it feels to kind of worry about things, and you know, it's a huge thing right now, and I know it's really difficult, but just live in the present and think about yourself and think about where you are currently, and worry about that. Worry about keeping yourself best, healthiest person you can be, because literally that's all you have control. You have no control over what's going on in other places or whatever. Use your best judgment. Take care of yourselves. Most importantly, try and live the most normal life you can possible through all of this predicament. Depending on where you live in the world. So with that being said, I will catch you guys next time. As far as when I'll be streaming again, probably tomorrow. I know I want to do more recording now. That's the one thing I want to do now, especially with this patch here. I want to take advantage of that, you know, because the only things that I've been really recording are things that I know I can record because the game wasn't in a state where I needed it to be in, and now that this new patch is coming, and now that I'm able to do RCW and a lot of other things now, it may be a little bit easier. So, that being said, I will stay safe, wash your hands, take care of yourself.